Alright, so we're going to work on the idea of the multiplication rule. And I'm going to take an example of finding the probability of getting, a king and then another king. And we're going to do this without replacement. And according to the multiplication rule, the way that you determine this is you take the probability of a king on your first draw. Now notice we're not putting it back in. And we're going to multiply that by the probability of a king given on our first draw we had a king. So above I've done a tree diagram, and I'm going to try and explain it as best as I can. So on my first draw, that's represented by these two, I have the option of getting a king, and there are 4 kings out of 52 cards. And then there is also a chance of not getting a king, and there are 48 cards that are not kings out of the 52. Now, I'm traveling down the path, and then I'm on my second draw, so I could have a king or no king. I could have a king or no king. And here's where the given comes into play. I'm assuming here that my first draw was a king, so that means there are only 3 kings remaining out of the remaining 51 cards. So my chance of getting a king has been reduced slightly. That means that they are dependent because the probabilities have changed. If the probabilities stayed the same, then I would have independent. Now, that's 3 out of 51, but since there are still 48 non-king cards out of the 51, that probability is 48 out of 51. I'm going to look over here, and if I did the no king on my first draw, then this would be 4 out of 51, because there are 4 kings remaining out of the 51 cards that are remaining. And then there are 47 non-king cards out of the 51 remaining cards. So to compute my probability, I'm going to take 4 out of 52, which is the probability of getting a king, and I'm going to multiply that by 3 out of 51, the probability of getting a king given on my first draw I had a king. So that will look like this. Oops, there it goes. 4 out of 52 times 3 out of 51. And you compute that, and if you can reduce your fraction, that's best. You can also give a decimal answer, and that will be acceptable as well.